Yo, what's good, everybody? This is your boy Jay Mill with 10th Letter Media and StraightOfficial.com. We celebrate hip hop, lifestyle, and culture. I'd like to welcome you to season 3 of our Straight Official Sit Down series, where we sit down with artists, both native and national, and we get to know their musical journey. So tonight, we got a very special guest in the building. We got Trey Haynes in the building on call tonight. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How's everybody else doing?
Hey, we can't complain, man. We definitely appreciate your time and tapping in with us for this call, man. It's definitely good
Oh,
for
thank y'all. Thank y'all.
So
Appreciate
without
it.
so without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over to my partner in crime, representing the West Coast Fleet DJs. I got the one and only DJ Double XL hosting this call, man. Take it over, brother.
Oh man, what's good with you, Trey?
Everything, man. I'm doing really good today. How you doing?
Oh man, I can't complain. Like I had said before, every day above ground is considered to be a good day in my world. I'm DJ
Mm.
Double XL, represent West Coast Fleet DJs, also Power 104.9 table setter radio, as well as 97.3 The Source and the Worldwide Fleet DJs. And we here with Trey Haynes. So Trey, how did you actually originally get into music?
Man. Actually, my very first moment. So I'm first off, I'm 26 years old.
Okay.
So I really started getting into music through singing. Not even I wasn't really rapping for real at first. And I got into singing when I was probably in like fourth grade, fifth grade. And
Okay.
I'm at church one Sunday. I'm in children church, and we're always required to sing, lift every voice and sing. And so we're singing that. I'm singing along with it, not paying it no attention. And the lady who's directing us, she could hear me. I couldn't even hear myself, but she could hear me. And she was like, "You got a really beautiful voice." She gave me the CD for the instrumental. She said, "Go home and sing it by yourself so you can hear yourself." And at this time, I like to play a lot of sports. I like basketball, football, baseball. My brother, he could sing, my older brother. So he was known for singing. He was the music guy. I wasn't the music guy. So I go home, I put the CD in, I started singing, and I was shocked myself because I was like, okay, I can sing for real. I didn't know I could do that. And from that point forward, that's where from that moment I knew I could sing and I had something with the music. Like I could sing and do that for other people.
So literally, you know, how far did that take you as far as just, finding your musical place and, just exploring that talent? What'd you do with it? Did you go out and become a part of the choir?
Man,
Like, what'd you do with it?
I wanted to sing everywhere. I mean, at first I kind of kept it a little bit of a secret. Like my parents at the time when they found out when my dad found out that I could sing, it was like weeks after I found out that I could sing. And what happened was I was at school. Like I said, I was in fifth grade, and so I ended up joining the after school choir that we had just for fun. And at this point in time, like I said, I heard from another adult at this point in time, the choir director. She said that she could hear me and said that I could sing. And so I was like,
Mm.
really cool. And she wanted to give me a solo for the Christmas concert, and it was I sung Silent Night. And I was going around telling, my mom and dad, I got a solo, I got a solo. They didn't know I could sing at the time. They knew me for playing
Mm.
sports. And my dad was like, yeah, he ain't got no damn solo. Nah, he ain't got no damn solo. What you talking about? I was like, no, I got one. But I still didn't sing for him. So then when we finally get there that night for the concert and I sing, I'm looking around real hard trying to find him. And I find him and I lock eyes with him while I'm singing. And he just starts crying. And he said he could hear people saying, "Oh, that must be the daddy right there. He crying the hardest." So it was like, yeah, yeah. So I went from singing at school there. I went from there all the way to doing different talent shows in the area. I remember I was riding with my uncle one night, and we were listening to a song. I can't remember the name of the song, but it went like, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil." It was something like that. And I couldn't remember all the lyrics. So I decided I'll just write my own lyrics. And that's when I started writing. And then when I listened to Chris Brown, which is one of the artists that really inspired me to start writing, that's when I started like, okay, let me take my writing more serious, and I started doing talent shows. When
Mm.
I got to high school, I joined that choir. We used to do singing grams on Valentine's Day. We would go around and sing Valentine's Day songs. We do it at Christmas time. We ended up going to do the national anthem as a choir at our uh, baseball league here in Pensacola, Florida.
Okay.
Um, yeah, we just did a lot of singing. I did a lot of group singing. I hadn't really done a whole lot of singing for just myself with my actual songs, but
Okay.
I did a lot of singing in the area for other people.
Right. So when did actually rapping come into the picture?
Mm. Rapping came into the picture around high school. I was probably in like around ninth grade. Yeah, I was
Okay.
around ninth grade. I knew some guys at the school. Once again, I was just singing. You know, everybody knew me as singing Trey, and I knew some guys they wanted me to sing on some songs for them. So I did that, and they were like, "You ever try rapping?" And I was like, "No, I don't really know nothing about that. I sing. That's what I do." And then I would say, what was it, 2015? Kendrick Lamar dropped "To Pimp a Butterfly,"
Mm.
and yeah, I knew in that moment I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay, wait a minute, wait a minute. Maybe we should try this out." I was so inspired. I mean, as you can see, it's right here behind me.
Mm-hmm.
You can see it. That's the cover of To Pimp a Butterfly. I still like to buy, especially for the artists that I really love. I have Spotify and all of that, but I love to buy actual physical copies. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I bought a physical copy of that. I put it in my car that I had at the time, my little Volkswagen, and for probably about the next 2 to 3 years, that was the only thing spinning in my car. And
Yeah, I could.
it was amazing. It was amazing to me. That whole project was amazing to me. So that led me into listening to other artists. Listening, I mean, I come from an era where I like to say that my generation we're not really album. We didn't grow up really being album listeners. We grew up being
Right.
playlist listeners.
Right.
Or if you wanted to listen to a song, whatever the hottest songs were, you were burning them on a CD and catching viruses on your mama's computer with LimeWire and stuff like that. And
Right.
that's what everybody
Napster.
was doing. Yeah, that's what my generation was doing. So it took me a minute to get to a point where I would appreciate an artist's whole entire project from beginning to end instead of just, oh, my friend burned me the CD with 20 different artists on it, 20 different songs. Like that's how I grew up listening to music. The only people that really listened to albums were my mom and my dad. So and from my dad, I listened to what 50 Cent. He listened to a lot of 50 Cent, a lot of Ludacris.
Right.
Get Rich or Die Trying, stay stuck in his car. So yeah, a lot of different music that I was listening to around that time.
Right. Well, not even you know, shine no light, but to shine some light, you talking to a DJ. I've been doing this for
Yeah,
28 years. Nothing to say
yeah.
about my age, but I am sitting in a studio that has over 4,000 physical records. So I can
Mm-hmm.
totally identify with that. You know
Yes,
what I mean? We
sir.
used to take the covers out and there used to be different writing on there and different art pieces. And, it's
The
a culture of
poems
its
and stuff
own.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah, man. And dedications and yeah,
uh,
man, it was different.
it's
So,
amazing.
after you got started, really like getting your mind oiled up, with this metaphysics of hip hop, through what you was listening to, where was the first time you actually went and wrote a song and started taking yourself seriously as a rapper?
Mm. Shortly after, like I said, so shortly after listening to having to Pimp a Butterfly, like just being my anchor, like being my favorite project. That's when I started to feel like, okay, let me learn the basics. Let me like see where the beginning parts are at. Let me understand, the syllables and listening to a beat and trying to make sure that you're not cramming words out of nowhere into your verses. You want to make sure that they fit. You want to make sure that they're flowing properly. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Making sure that whatever it is that I'm speaking about, it's true to me. You know what I'm saying? I like to think I'm a good boy. I'm a good boy, you feel me? But when
Right.
I listen to people like Kendrick Lamar or like DMX, I more so take from them the impressiveness of their skill. You know what I'm saying? So their story's not my story, but I still have my story of my own. And so, just being learning the skills and learning how others do the things that they do, rapping different artists' flows and understanding how they do what they do. So it was around that time just learning my skill. And then once I started writing it, it just started to flow for me. I mean, it was almost like it was just there. I started writing songs, writing different bars here and there, everywhere. I got a little box with just a bunch of stuff now. Now I normally keep it on my phone in my notes where I got different lines and different bars and different things that I would say and how I would say them. And it just kept going. You know what I'm saying? And at that point where I'm at now, I still feel like more importantly than anything, I'm a student.
Hmm.
I'm still
Every
trying to
day.
learn every day. I'm a student. I'm still learning. I still got a lot to learn. Um, but yeah, it was probably around, like I said, after this was probably like shortly after high school or right before I graduated high school. So we're talking about 2016,
Okay.
2017.
Okay.
That's when I started to be like, okay, let me work on a project. And I dropped a project on YouTube. It's called The Vault. I think it has probably about 5 songs on it. This was a while ago.
Okay.
And I was just writing and rapping about anything, like just not necessarily things that I believed in myself or just writing with no direction, basically.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so I probably wrote like 4 or 5 songs, went to somebody's studio, went in there and recorded them up, so excited, put them out there. And that was my first time where I was like, okay, I like this. Let me keep going with this.
Okay. Was it easy for you to be able to adjust to the studio as an artist? Because I know that's a little different. You know what I mean? Once you hearing yourself on the headphones and you can hear everything at the drop of a pen. Um, the way I will ask it is, how many takes does it take you?
2, maybe 3.
Okay.
Sometimes
That's
I got
very
my nights
impressive.
where I could just do it once, but I think for me it was more so whenever I write a song, once the song is written and I like how it feels, it stays stuck up here. And
Mhm.
so I'm in my room spitting it almost every single day. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like I know right now that there's this new wave where people will go into the studio and they don't write anything. They just
Mhm.
go in there and kind of freestyle it and piece it together as they go, which is still kind of
Punch
writing.
ins.
Yeah, you just punching it in. It's writing, but without the pen and the pad. I like the pen and the pad still. Right now, matter of fact, I'll switch things up. Either I'll type the song up on my phone, and that's where I'll start with the song, or I'll use pen and paper,
Hmm.
or I'll use a whiteboard. I have a whiteboard that I'll write everything on, and
Hmm.
as I write it on the whiteboard, I'll put it onto the pen and paper. I like seeing colorful markers when
That's
I
dope.
write. So I have a green marker, purple marker, red marker. I like seeing a bunch of different colors. If I feel like I'm attacking the beat extremely hard, I might use my red marker. If I want to chill, I'll use my blue marker, my purple marker, some cool colors that kind of keep me in that space. I got lights that I would normally have on in my room, and set tones and stuff like that. So it's different for me. I'll do different styles and different ways of doing it.
No doubt. So, you already, pretty much said some of the artists who inspired you. When you get ready to put together a track, how did you acquire the production for that? And what avenues do you even have as an artist to do that?
As of now, I would say probably one of my downfalls is that I don't know enough people in my area. communicating with the people in my area and being able to network has kind of been a struggle for me. So I've bought some beats from people here in my area, and I'll get
Okay.
production done from them. I've gotten some beats that I'll find from people on YouTube or beat stars. I'll go on there and listen to beats for a few hours and discuss with people there on what kind of beats I'm going to get from that. Um, that's really all that's how I do it. But I really want to get more people here in my city in Pensacola an opportunity to be able to work with people. The only problem that I have with the people here in my area is that everybody wants to make small money.
Mm.
Everybody wants to make small money. I don't, if I'm local and you're local and you just strictly make beats, that's all you do. And I'm strictly an artist and we work well together. Why should I have to continuously pay a couple $100 for your beats when we can go together on this song
50-50.
50-50 and then put the song and when one of these songs blow up the way it's supposed to, we're going crazier. You know what I'm saying? Than $100 or $150. I feel like for me, if it's people here in my area, I'm not trying to pay you anything for your work. And I don't feel like you should have to, vice versa. We should be working together. So,
Yes, sir.
when it comes to production like that, I really want people here in my area that can, rock with me.
No doubt. Well, before this situation is over, I'm definitely gonna tap back to you, and I'm gonna put you in a network where you can obtain these things a lot easier as an artist. Because as you know, I'm a
Hey,
part of the Worldwide Fleet DJs. We do have a production department, and we definitely have a Florida situation that is real huge. We got a lot of DJs over there and do some great production. So I'm gonna definitely put that, on your table so you can check that out for yourself.
I appreciate it. I like the sound of that. I like to see where that's headed. That's awesome. I've learned
Yes,
that
sir.
everything is kind of about timing. You know what I'm saying? So as long as I'm focused on my square, I'm doing what it is I'm supposed to do. I'm making sure that I'm paying attention to the things that I can control. Everything will just kind of work itself out, just like this. You know what I'm saying? You're offering an opportunity to be able to discuss with people that could make something happen. You know what I'm saying? We could
Hmm.
make something go. So opportunities like that are nice. Just stay
All
on the
right.
timeline.
Well,
Oh,
July 17th to the 21st in Atlanta, Georgia, we're going to be having the Fleet DJs Music Conference. We're going to have DJs, we're going to have producers, we're going to be having bloggers, we're going to have radio personalities, we're going to have classroom and education for all artists coming through there, labels, models. You never know. It's going to be crazy.
oh,
Celebrities, us. This is our personal invitation to you, Trey Haynes, to come down to Atlanta and rock out
hey,
with the Worldwide Fleet DJs and get to
I
t-
appreciate the
and get
love.
to and
I
get to touch some
appreciate
of
the
this.
love.
Like I
Thank
said,
you,
keep
thank
in touch
you.
with me. I'll send it to your phone. Like I said, July 17th to the 21st, Atlanta, Georgia. The Worldwide Fleet DJs come rock out with us and get your network on and help build up yourself as an artist, sir.
That's a bet. I'm gonna have to go ahead and start clearing out my schedule. I'm gonna have to set that up for sure. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we're gonna be down there acting a fool. We also go have a sound stage as well. I'll send you the coordinates to that where you can actually perform for everybody there and maybe be
Okay.
able to build up your fan base.
Hey, I love the sound of that. That sounds awesome. I appreciate that, man.
All right. Well, the only other thing that I have to ask you before we get to some of this music is um when you think about just something inspirational to say to, people who are trying to do the same thing you're trying to do, what would you say to them?
I would say first things first is you got to understand that everything happens in God's timing. So I had a situation where I went probably like 3 years where I didn't write a song for myself. Like I would write some things for other people, but I wasn't writing anything for me because I just didn't have anything to write.
Right.
And I was at that point in time, I was kind of at my lowest. And then I had an injury that happened to my back, and I had to get surgery on that. And it put me in a funk. But that injury that I got last year, it kind of slowed me down and put me in a space of like, I needed to grow a closer connection with God and tell him everything that I'm really trying to do and just be honest with him. even be honest with him about things that I couldn't even be honest with him about myself. And so, understand that timing is important. If you know that you have a God-given gift in whatever it is that you're doing, even if it's not just music, you know what I'm saying? It can be in whatever it is that you're doing. Just continue to focus on trying to get better and better at what it is you're doing every day. You know what I'm saying? God will
No
set
doubt.
you up with the opportunities that you need whenever you start figuring out everything else. As the blessings continue to fall in, as they continue to come your way, you don't want to be in a situation where you thinking, dang, okay, that's the reason why I should have learned that lesson before I got to this part. I shouldn't have jumped ahead. I should have focused on what it is I should have been focusing on. Focus on what it is you need to focus on. So when them opportunities come, you can knock them down and keep on moving. So just stay focused.
All right. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna hop off the screen and I'm gonna have you do a short drop, letting everybody know you rock with Straight Official Magazine. Then I want you to introduce your song Church, and I'm gonna do the rest. We'll come back and get some feedback from the family.
Let's get it.
Go right ahead. Go ahead, you good.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Trey Haynes. You can find me on Instagram at creative_Trey_. I'm rocking with straightofficial.com, man. We over here having a great conversation about music. Speaking about great music, I have a song out right now called Church. It's an amazing gospel track, rap track, inspirational track. Y'all gonna enjoy it, for real. Let's get to it.
Jones.
I don't need money, I don't need cars, I don't need drugs, I don't need broads. You love me even though I'm flawed. You're all I need. Provide me with strength to battle the odds. With you I know that I can't reach the top. So tell me, man, how can I block? You're all I need. I don't need change, forget recognition. I'm on a mission, don't need man's validation when you follow God's vision. You're all I need. To keep it 100, I don't know the plan, but I'ma still follow the man, cause he got my best interest in hand. With him I don't fall, I just stand. I read my words so I don't prodigal son it again. Each day I fight words like dance. When we run duels, the devil, man, he has no chance. We slaughter my demons like slaughterhouse. I'm just an instrument, he is the powerhouse. Everyone wants to know what am I glad about. Asking me how can I even smile when there's a pandemic going around, racial injustice, they killing my brothers now. Listen, little buddy, I'll tell you how. I'm about to put you on game, and when I tell you this, nothing else will be the same. It's a shame that they didn't teach you at an early age that Jesus is king, the ruler of everything. His love is worth more than diamonds or rings. My Jesus piece isn't just a piece of bling bling, it's a faith thing. Never lose hope on my big dreams, and I dream big, Martin Luther King. Yeah, always walk tall, always speak loud, make your voice heard. We are one sound, peaceful protest in a big crowd. There is no way they can keep us down. Yeah, I know it sounds like I'm preaching, but I promise I'm not reaching. We need to arrest the policeman that killed Breonna Taylor, almost Jacob Blake. Man, I promise you that it's not too late. Listen to me, Lord, this is what I pray. I don't need money, I don't need cars, I don't need drugs, I don't need broads. You love me even though I'm flawed. You're all I need. Provide me with strength to battle the odds. With you I know that I can't reach the top. So tell me, man, how can I block? You're all I need. I don't need change, forget recognition. I'm on a mission, don't need man's validation when you follow God's vision. You're all I need. Put both of my hands in the sky, screaming your name, I'ma keep praising you till I die. If I'ma be honest, I can't tell a lie. No limits on blessings, he always supply. Make a way out of no way. Just touch his garment at the edge where it phrase, and everything will be okay. If you got the faith of a mustard seed, then you should know there's no need to worry. Those who killed Elijah McClain will get divine justice, cause Jesus don't play. He loves us in such a way that I can't even explain. This is like dopamine filling the brain. This is like kissing your love in the rain. This is like Kobe when he's in the game. It's cause of him that I flex through my pain. I'm over here living the dream, and this ain't a scheme. My God's everything, the reason I sing and rap, the reason why all of my music is slap. One day I will dedicate my first plaque. He saved me so there's no need to look back. I'ma keep running and running and running as if though I just picked up track. I'm proud to be black, there's no shame in that. It's not anti-white, so miss me with that. Made melanin queen cause they're black, it don't crack. Woo! My mama's a melanin queen, the first one that I've ever seen. So when they say God bless her with me, but to me it's a mutual thing. So while she's still breathing on earth, I plan to shower her with flowers every waking hour. She is the best blessing I've ever encountered. If you love the Lord, say it louder. Woo! I don't need money, I don't need cars, I don't need drugs, I don't need broads. You love me even though I'm flawed. You Provide me with strength to battle the odds. With you, I know that I can reach the top. So tell me, man, how can I fly?
You're all I need.
I don't need money, I don't need cars, I don't need drugs, I don't need bras. You love me even though I'm flawed.
You're all I need.
Provide me with strength to battle the odds. With you, I know that I can reach the top. So tell me, man, how can I fly?
You're all I need.
I don't need change for good recognition. I'm on a mission. Don't need man's validation when you follow God's vision.
You're all I need.
To keep it 100, I don't know the plan, but I'ma still follow the man because he got my best interest at hand.
All righty then. So just to prove to the folks that you're not a one-trick pony, then we're gonna get to some feedback. Why don't you introduce your other track? What was it? Arsenova, was it that you sent me?
Oh, Ars Nova. We'll get back to Ars Nova in just a second. No, the second track is called Forever My Lady. So
Okay.
the first song, Church, and Forever My Lady, you can listen to both of those songs along with several other songs on a project that I have streaming everywhere. It's called Believe in Me. So you can, if you go to the Instagram, you can click the link in the bio, and all of my music is there.
Yes, sir. Well, go ahead and introduce that second track, and then we're gonna go ahead and play that, and then we're gonna come back and get some feedback from all the family members on the line.
Cool. This second track is called Forever My Lady. Obviously, it's inspired a little bit through, Jodeci. And this track is just a chance to show a little bit of my versatility. I have a lot of different thoughts and a lot of different feelings. And so I wanted to go ahead and go with this one, Forever My Lady.
All right.
If I tell you that I love you, then I mean it, baby. This ain't no Jodeci, but girl, you forever my lady. This shit is simple, it ain't gotta be too complicated. Stay with me while I chase this bag until we make it. You been on my mind. All my goals are in preparation, this shit take time. And even though I ain't made it yet, you stay by my side. Your body's a dime, but your loyalty makes you one of a kind. So I ain't never stressing. Ever since I met you, it's been nothing but blessings. The mistakes from my past, I think I learned my lesson. A heart ain't meant to be played with, so yours I'll cherish, I'll gently caress it. Always respect it, I'm fully invested. You 10 toes down, no need to be tested. But still I only got just one question, Lord. If I fuck up and slip back into my old ways, will you promise to help me into this better days? If I tell you that I love you, then I mean it, baby. This ain't no Jodeci, but girl, you forever my lady. This shit is simple, it ain't gotta be too complicated. Stay with me while I chase this bag until we make it. If I tell you that I love you, then I mean it, baby. This ain't no Jodeci, but girl, you forever my lady. This shit is simple, it ain't gotta be too complicated. Stay with me while I chase this bag until we make it.
They got it bumping.
You been on my mind. I'm on a mission to make you smile and never cry. And even though death's around us, our love will never die. Your heart was locked, but I'm the key to this shit. And when it beats, I always listen to it. I love the fact that you passionate in everything you do. And that ass is immaculate, one hell of a view. I never stutter whenever I say that I love you. Cause girl, that shit is true. You make me wanna be a better version of myself that I never knew before. And since you gave me your heart, I wanna give you much more. And if it's in God's will, I'll open up more doors. Attached to Chanel and Gucci stores, Fendi, Dior. If I tell you that I love you, then I mean it, baby. This ain't no Jodeci, but girl, you forever my lady. This shit is simple, it ain't gotta be too complicated. Stay with me while I chase this bag until we make it. If I tell you that I love you, then I mean it, baby. This ain't no Jodeci, but girl, you forever my lady. This shit is simple, it ain't gotta be too complicated. Stay with me while I chase this bag until we make it.
All right. So go ahead and bring me back up, Jay.
I just wanted to speak on something for a second. Like the duality within my music comes from no one other than my mother and my father. You know, being born here in the South, in that Bible Belt area, my mom, one of 11 kids, she grew up in a big household. Her father was a pastor, so I got a lot of I know the Bible, I know the Lord, and I don't wear like I said, I don't wear my Jesus piece for just no reason. You know what I'm saying? This is who I am. My father, a Kappa, you know what I'm saying? One of the pretty boys back in college. He's more, as you would say, he in the world but not of the world. You know what I'm saying? He has his life, and so or had his life, and I thank God that I had my mother and my father both in my life, my entire life, a loving household, and so I got a chance to be able to see the ability to like. I give God praises for everything that I do, but I still like to go out and have fun. Like I
For
still
sure.
like, you know what I'm saying? I still like to go out and hang out with my friends and do things like that. So, but the Lord always comes first. That's why we had to play
Well,
church first.
some people misinterpret love for God and being spiritual and all of that. And
Yeah.
everybody got to come the way they're going to come to God. You feel me?
Yeah.
Come as you. You can't do what everybody else do. And the way everybody worship and all that, it's all different. But
For
that don't
sure.
mean that it's not from the fruit of the same seed. You know what I mean?
Oh
With that
yeah.
said, I'm about to bring up my man Jay Mills, and then I'm gonna try to get you some commentary from people in the room. So
Cool.
coming up right now, Jay Mills. Let's go.
Trey Haynes, man. Man, look, both of them songs, absolute bangers, man. 2 for 2 for the evening,
Hey,
man.
appreciate it, man.
Two for
Only
two.
want honest opinions. I can take criticism from anybody. I really appreciate it.
I actually got a chance to listen to the first track about a week before we scheduled this call.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And anytime Double XL brings something to me, you know what I'm saying? I'm definitely gonna listen. I'm definitely gonna put my ear to it. And it just happened to be on a Sunday to where he actually sent me this track, and the track was titled Church. So I'm thinking, okay, this has to be
Yeah,
some significance to this, something behind this.
for
But
sure.
I listened to that track and immediately called Double XL back and was like, look, man, green light, green light on this one. Let's get him on the
Appreciate it.
call. Um, the production on that track, man, is ridiculous, man. I definitely wanted to ask some questions
Uh,
about production on both tracks. I wanted to know who helped put those together. You know what I'm saying? What was the overall vibe going into the
so
studio and putting those tracks together?
I'll be honest with you. Those are, as I was mentioning before earlier, with the production that I get for the music that I make. I'm usually picking up people that I either hear locally or I'm finding people on YouTube or BeatStars that are, selling their beats or leasing their beats out. Um, the first beat for Church was by a producer named Tone Jones, and then the second song is by a producer named Dilly Got It Bumpin'. And so, two as you can hear, two amazing producers, talented people that they don't live here, you know what I'm saying, in my area. And so they're not people that I could just like go to the studio with and get an opportunity to meet with them and get a chance to do that. As far as my experience though of being in the studio recording those songs, both songs, I mean, like I said, in and out. I don't like to waste too much time in the studio because I know that I have to, of course, pay for studio time. Not much longer though. I've got my equipment and stuff set up now, but I'm just in the process of using it. But yeah, at that time, having to pay for studio time, I was like, man, if I just practice at the house and get this thing down pat, I've always been quick with words and can spit them out. When we get in that booth, I'm just gonna go ahead and rip it and just go through it. I'm not finna sit here and be here. I hear some people get in the studio, man, and they're trying to piece songs together. And they'll be in there for like an hour and a half on one or two songs. I'm like, man, you ain't had it ready already? Like, come on. So I like to go in there and have it ready, man. That was the experience in recording them.
Man, that energy definitely flowed throughout both of those tracks, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, church
I
really
just
hit
let the
home for
Lord use.
me. It was one of those songs where it's on time. You know, I made a comment earlier. We talked about how we tend to wear watches on our wrist,
Mhm.
but in the end, it's never about our time.
Mm-mm. It isn't. You sitting here thinking that you're gonna live to see tomorrow. Nobody knows for sure if tomorrow's certain. Nobody knows if they have that, pat down. I wake up every morning and I thank God for waking me up every single morning. And I thank him for his grace and his mercy. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not destined to wake up every single day. I don't think a lot of people really understand that.
No, you're right, and there is a disconnect when it comes to that, man. But artists like yourself that actually are get invested in your craft, and you actually have that spiritual spiritual presence
Yeah.
along with your music, man. It's gonna push you all the way through the roof, man. Please keep doing what you're doing, man. Again, grateful for having you on the call tonight, man. I look forward
Man,
to
I'm so
having you in
excited
our
to be here.
digital pages of Straight Official Magazine once we get the write-up done for the interview, man. Again, man, keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep pushing, man. You definitely got a fan in me, man. I'm tuned in.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Glad to
All
be here.
right. Appreciate you, Jay. We're gonna bring up Miss Uniqueness.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
I am Miss Unique. I have a podcast called the Unique Experience Podcast, the place where broken crayons still color. I would love to interview you on my podcast. When you started talking, I was like feeling the vibe. That's my kind of lingo because if as long as you know whose you are, people going to continue to talk. Everybody want to go to the traditional way of things. Oh, choose the Lord. You can't straddle the fence or the yada yada
Mhm.
yada. Um, we have some preachers that does secular music and everything. That does not mean they forgot who God was
For
and
sure.
who He is. So people gonna always have something to say, and I always tell people, it's not what people say, is how you go about doing it. That matters. A lot of people miss the message because of the package that it comes in.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? So sometimes people miss their blessing because it didn't come from who they thought it was,
Yeah.
and they miss the mark because they want to judge a book by its cover, and then without even opening it up, they never even asked you, but they just heard the gospel side. Then he come out with this. He don't
Yeah.
even know what he want to do. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So you're young. It doesn't mean you have to be holy, holy, holy all day long. It doesn't, you know, they have to upgrade themselves. They got to get to this generation of people and
Oh
what
yeah.
will get the message across to them. Right.
I mean,
Um I like go ahead.
I never want to try to pay myself out to be something that I'm not. I mean, I all I can do is be honest with people, and as much as I love the Lord, I experience and feel everything else that every other human being feels. You know what I'm saying? In its due time. You know what I'm saying? Because life is ups and downs. It's a cycle. Not everybody, you know what I'm saying, is experiencing the exact same thing every single time at the same time, even in relations with other people. So everything is different. And I feel like because I come from like I said, a generation of people who do music or who listened to music in playlist form, I have a vast like library of music that I listen to. I listen to a lot of different stuff and enjoy a lot of different stuff, and I'm inspired by a lot of different stuff. So all I can do is be honest with myself and be honest with the people that are listening to my music about who it is that I am, and I don't want to hide that experience from nobody because that's what makes me me.
Absolutely. That's what's wrong with people now. They tend to create this false story about who they are. But in this season, you're creating music of an life experience. If you ain't been through nothing, you can't tell nobody nothing that somebody can empathize with. So your story and your testimony is through your music, and music is a lot of people therapy, and that's my therapy too. So I was listening to your words, and
Appreciate it.
your words encourage me to keep
Thank
going
you.
and moving and doing no matter what people say, because your vision is your vision. You can't change your vision for somebody else because it wasn't given to them. So they can't tell you how to execute your vision. So those two songs are
Right.
executed well. The only question I had was how do you envision your music impacting others who are going through the same things as people being judgmental of you playing your, doing gospel and secular music?
Mm.
What would you? How does it impact others?
Eat the meat, spit out the bone. I mean,
What?
for those who don't want to listen to certain parts of my songs or certain things, I mean, you don't have to listen to it. I mean, I want everybody to enjoy my music, and I do feel like with the music that I have out and the direction that I go with my creativity, I do feel like I create sounds that are for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't like a lot of if you like somebody who's going to be a little bit more aggressive and talk his shit, then I have that. You know what I'm saying? If you like somebody who's going to be a little bit more, you know, chill on a beat, or maybe somebody who's trying to just have a good time. Maybe you don't want any cursing in your music. I don't curse in every single song that I write. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. And for the people who make music like that or who want to, do that, uh, you got to find yourself. You got to be comfortable within you and the relationship that you have with God. Um, I feel like at the end of the day, I'm always wanting to be an honest person and try to be real with you. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't be real with you if I'm not telling you about these other thoughts or these other feelings that I have in my life or other experiences that I've had in my life. Or and also to be honest, some of the things that I may even talk about in my music, depending on what the song is, it may not be an experience that I have personally felt myself or have experienced myself. It can be experiences that I know about from relationships that I've had with other people, conversations that I've had with other people, things of that nature. But I never like to talk on stuff that I know absolutely nothing about. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So if you know what you know, talk about what you know. Do what it is that you do. You can praise the Lord in a song like Church, and then have a couple of cuss words in your song, like I have with Forever My Lady, and I think you'll experience that through my project. I give God the glory and praise for all of my talents and all the things that I'm able to do, and I like to be able to just be genuinely myself. I want to be unique, you know.
See that unique name carries. Do you hear me? It carries.
You see what I
Okay.
did there? You see what I did
Yes.
there? That's
I
it.
just want to encourage you to be you, do as you do, and whoever the music is for, it will be. And if it's not
Yeah.
for them, it won't.
Hmm.
Your music will carry the crowd that it needs to carry. If it ain't but two or three people, it's going to reach whoever it needs to reach at that apparent time. So keep going. I'll get your information and we can have a conversation because I love your vibe. And
Hey,
I will
I like
play
your
your
vibe too.
music. I'll play your music at my church with my youth
Mhm.
that I deal with and in the streets because I do street
Hey,
ministry as well. I don't
there
be
we
suited
go.
and booted all the time. I go in t-shirt and jeans because I
For
go in
sure,
places
for
where people
sure. I
don't
do the
go.
same.
And I'm gonna take your music with me. So thank you for your time. Thank you,
Yes, ma'am.
XL.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Miss
Right.
Uniqueness, side chat me and I will get you his information. The music is in the Straight Official room.
Cool,
Okay,
cool.
thank you.
All right. Well, I know we got some other people on and they said some stuff. So even if y'all don't want to turn your picture on, come on and give my brother some feedback.
Yo, what's up, man? What's going on? This is Sean, brother.
How's it going?
Listen, I like your music, man. You know what I'm saying? You're very talented and stuff like that, man. I'm definitely gonna tap in with you and stuff like that. Because I also have a platform too as well, man. But just keep grinding,
Cool.
brother. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man. Thank
Thank
you. I
you.
appreciate the love.
All right. Appreciate you, Sean.
Well, well, well. How you doing, Trey?
Hey, how you doing, Miss
How you doing?
Cuba
I'm
Pink
DJ
Diamond?
Pink Diamond. I'm representing
Hey,
the state of Virginia, and sitting here listening to your both your tracks. Um, I really did enjoy them. I mean, because gospel now is definitely different. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? As long as you're getting that word out there, to me, hey, you got to do you. You know what I'm saying? Um, both of the tracks were really, really good. You're a very humble young man. I say keep your head up, stay focused, and definitely would like to see you in person performing those songs. You know what I'm saying?
I plan on doing it soon. As a matter of fact, I have a couple of shows lined up in April, early at the beginning of the month of April. So hopefully, I'll have some videos and some content of that really, really soon of me performing
Okay.
those songs.
Where are you located at?
I'm located in Pensacola, Florida, right at the
Oh, okay.
Panhandle,
Okay. You down
and
there where it's hot.
where it's hot or sometimes cold. We just had snow. I ain't never seen snow like we had it before. It's crazy. So we don't
Yeah.
know what we want the weather to do down here.
Right. Exactly. I feel you on that one. Okay. Well, not sure if anybody told you about our national conference that's coming up in July. You can get an opportunity to perform there. Double XL will get all that information to you. I mean, one thing you want to do is make sure people see you and hear you. So get out your comfort zone, get out
Yeah,
that box, and
for
start
sure, for
spreading your
sure.
wings up and down that East Coast.
Most definitely. I look
All
forward to
right.
doing that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Peace out.
All right,
Peace.
appreciate you, Pink Diamond.
All right.
Okay, let me go on and bring myself back up. I see we got Jalea. Got anything to say about this?
Yeah, I'm here. I really liked it. I grew up in the church as well, and I'm
You
always
got to speak up a little bit. We can barely hear you.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
I'm sorry. But I liked it. I love gospel music. Um, I'm Catholic, and Kirk Franklin. He's a favorite of mine. I love Marvin Sapp. I love secular music. I love like the in the middle vibe where it's still up with
Hmm.
the times and it feels like a mix of rap and gospel. So
Cool.
your music was definitely a sweet spot.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Okay, appreciate you. All right, so let me bring myself back up. Here we go. So, man, me personally, Trey, if you didn't get the impression, when I contacted you, when I heard this song, on Timberland's situation, because me and him are, we politic closely, and we both have social media, it really impressed me. The vibe was like you were able to have a beat that sounded like the current vibration, but
Mm,
then you were able to still throw the message in. And that's what I liked about it, because
mm,
that beat sounded like something these kids would be into. But then you threw the
mm.
message in there, and you threw the right message in there, and it's impossible for that to be missed.
And see, and that comes to the writing. Like that's what I do. I'm honestly I sing, I rap. I'm a writer though, I see at heart. Like that's every single day I see like that's what I really, really love doing. I'd love to be able to get in a situation where I can just make a career, out of dropping songs and making music, but also writing for other people as well. And so, and I credit that to, that gift that God has given me of being able to write comes from years of reading. Like that's what I
Hmm.
grew up doing a lot of. My mother and
Right.
father didn't play that come home and just watch TV. You know, you
Good.
it was not uncommon for my mother and father to come home and see my brother and I in the living room sitting in front of the TV, but the TV be turned off and we're reading books. You
For
know what I'm
sure.
saying? So that's where I really like to credit a lot of that. And then of course researching how to write songs and how to get better. Just, keep
No
working.
doubt. Well, with that said, through that live, I was able to hear something that I can not only rock with, but something that I want to support, because that's who I am within this music, that spirit,
Mhm.
that vibration where you're able to still give out the message and do what you purpose to do, as people. And I feel like this is the impression that the youth needs. There are people that are doing it. We got our Lecrae's and we got these people and
Yeah.
those people, but everybody's different. And I like this form. I like the music. I like the message, everything. I even really love the second song because it still was good. It was something that we could vibe to, but it had still the lyrical consistency. It had
Yeah.
the beat was tight.
Yeah.
It was lovely. It was perfect production. So what I aim to do as a person you've been networking with, is get in touch with you on the back end and get some producers in your pocket and some other people where you can help move this stuff around. Miss Unique is going to be one of those people, because as soon as I get off, she's going to hit me on the side. I'm going to send her your information, and that's a whole nother interview. You heard?
Hey, cool. That's a bet for sure.
Right. So keep on doing what you've been doing. I'm watching, I'm paying attention now because I know that it's happening. So I got my eye on it, and I'm going to expose everything I see. You heard?
I appreciate it, man. Thank y'all so much for having me on here, giving me a chance to just jump on somebody else's platform and speak my mind, talk about myself, and pushing some really, really good music that I'm hoping will inspire somebody to want to continue to be creative, wanting to continue to focus on what it is that they're supposed to be focusing on.
For sure.
Don't fight it, just go through with it.
Yeah, well, we're going to write this up in the pages of Straight Official Magazine. So you have a digital publication to follow your career that you can send people to. And as soon as all that stuff's done, I'm going to get those links over to you, as well as this interview too. And man, do what you do with it and let people know the Straight Official Magazine rocks with Trey Haynes and church and all that. We family now, you dig?
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Hey, y'all see me on Instagram, creative_Trey_. And you go on there, man. I promise you'll find me everywhere else. Just click the link in the bio.
No doubt, man. Well, this has been a sit down, for the ages, just restarting our third season, I believe, of Straight Official Sit Downs, man. And we're going to keep this thing going throughout the year. We hope to be bringing you back whenever your newer project goes out. Get in touch with me, and we'll definitely show as much support as we have, and we'll continue to keep this relationship flowing and going. You heard?
Cool. That's a bet. I appreciate it.
All right, Jay Mills, Miss Unique, and everybody else who's joined us tonight.
Right.
Thank you for spending your time right here with Straight Official.
Yeah,
Everybody have a blessed evening, and we up out of here.
Peace.